Hey, Mary Jean. Welcome aboard. Can you hear me okay? Okay, good. Say again? Oh, yeah, you guys scored. Victor? How's it going, man? Welcome aboard. You hear me all right? Okay, good. Hey, Charles. How's it going? You hear me all right? I'm doing well, thank you. Nice to meet you. Hi, Gene. Hey, Gene, how you doing? Can you hear me okay? You're welcome to wear the headset however is comfortable, but usually on top is going to be most secure when you have it straight on top with that headband. Perfect. Isabel and Uta? Hi, guys. Welcome aboard. Can you both hear me okay? Okay, good. I can right now, but during the flight it's going to be pretty loud, so kind of hard to hear you. I'm going to go over a couple things with you guys real quick, and then we'll get you in there. My name's Drew. I'll be your pilot. First, just want to make sure that everybody watches the safety video inside. No questions? Awesome. We got a beautiful day today. I know our crater got a little clouded in, so we rerouted you guys. I'll make it up to you, I promise. I was born and raised on Maui, so I'm going to show you guys all my favorite spots. Hiking, diving, fishing, surfing. First couple minutes of flight, in the last couple minutes, I'll be talking to the tower, but once they let me go, I'll hop on with you guys and start showing you a bunch of cool stuff. You guys ready? Alright, let's do it. Yeah. Yeah, that's solid. You're good to go. Good question. And then, Mary Jane, you're totally good where you're at. I always tell whoever's sitting next to me you're going to be working controls in this area. These guys come up and down, so we'll try to keep it as clear as possible. Thank you. Alrighty, guys, here we go. Alrighty, guys. They just let me go. Everybody doing okay so far? Right. So over to our left, this big valley right here is called Waihe'e. Down at the base of Waihe'e Valley on the right side, it's kind of wooded area, is Mendez Ranch. They do ATV tours and horseback riding all along these coastal trails and up through the mountains. Just above that, there's a densely packed little pine forest. That's the start of one of the most popular hiking trails on Maui, called the Waihe'e Ridge Trail. Zigzags up along the right side to that first peak. Awesome trail, beautiful view at the top. A lot of incline though, so be ready for a workout. If you're looking for something a little more mellow in this area, there's a smaller valley just to the right of that, and a hike there that I love. It's called 13 Crossing. You cross the creek 13 times. The waterfall in the back you can swim in. They're both pretty cool. Depends on what you're in the mood for. We're going to head into Waihe'e Valley and go check out some waterfalls. Let's go. We can see that Waihe'e Ridge Trail pretty clearly now, down to our right side. First area we're coming up on, that's probably what's called the keyhole. These waterfalls are about 1,200 feet tall. All the waterfalls in Hawaii are fed by rain. They call them seasonal, but what that really means, they're just dependent on the amount of rainfall we get in the days or weeks beforehand. We're going to take a little peek back here, see if we got these guys running it all for us. We'll come to a hover first. I'll put them on the left side, and then Isabel, Uto, I'll flip around for you guys. Anytime during the flight, if anyone doesn't get a good picture or video or miss a good view or anything, let me know. Tap me on the shoulder. We can always loop back around. So not a ton of water. We won't spend too much time here. Just a little initial waterfall to check them out. We're going to head to the back of Waihe'e Valley. So there are some trails, hiking trails inside the valley. Those end kind of at the base of this spine right here. So everything past this is only accessible by helicopter. Everything you guys are about to see, this is the only way to see it. So pretty much all the waterfalls I'm going to show you guys today are an accumulation of that rain from the valleys up above, flowing over the sides of those cliffs. The back way is a little different. We have this really porous volcanic rock in Hawaii. A lot of that water is absorbed, most of which percolates down back into the ocean. But in special spots, it'll find an exit, create a waterfall straight out of the side of the mountain. That's what we're seeing back here. They call this the Wall of Tears. Yeah, it's coming around for you. Alright, we're going to jam back down Valley and continue along the northwest part of Maui. Let's go. Looking straight ahead of us, this peak right here is the top of the Waihehe Ridge Trail. If you look closely, there's this little gated area and a picnic table up there. And you can see how the clouds do tend to come low. A lot of times it completely blocks out this view. So if you guys are planning to come do this hike, make sure you can see this peak before starting it. You don't want to miss out on that view. Alright, looks like we got some good cloud clearance here. This next valley in front of us is called the Honokahau, which translates to misty. It's almost always clouded in here. So, only about maybe 10-20% of the time we're able to make it all the way to the back. It's one of the longest valleys in the West Line Mountains. The waterfall in the very back, that's why I would call it Jurassic Falls. It's about 1,500 feet tall. I think we're going to be able to check it out. Let's go. So just like Waihehe, there's no roads or trails into the back of Honokahau. Helicopter is the only way to see it. Alright, now make it a good view. Good? The one on the left? What about it? You want to see that one? Yeah, sure. Alrighty guys, we're going to jam down to the coastline, go check out some cool snorkeling and surf spots. Getting our first glimpse, looking back at Molokai out in front of us. Down to our right side, this point right here is called Nakalele. That's where the blowhole's at. This northwest part of Maui has a really windy, narrow road. I try to never drive there at night, but during the day it's not too bad. You take your time. We're heading down to the point in front of us called Honolua. I think one of the best surf breaks and snorkeling spots on the island. I'll point that out to you as we get a little closer. So Honolulu Bay is this one coming up on our left side right here. We're going to swing around and get a great view of the reef here. Like I was saying, one of the best surf breaks on the island. They hold the Women's Billabong Pro here each year and a handful of local contests. But when we don't have big surf, awesome snorkeling spots. Both bays are marine sanctuaries, tons of fish and wildlife. For any golfers, that's the Plantation course. Over to our left, they used to hold the Mercedes Championships there. I think it's called the Century Championships. Now, if you guys end up driving to Honolulu, park at the base of this valley. We walk through this like majestic jungle area, opens into the most beautiful bay. You can really see the reef from up above here. We're going to cruise up just a little further, and then we'll flip around so Isabella and Uta can get a good view of Honolulu, and we'll head over to Molokai so we can go find some more waterfalls. Alright, you guys jamming over to Molokai. What we're crossing right now is called the Pailolo Channel. Pailolo translates to crazy fisherman, because it's typically really rough for boating out here. We're normally getting a mixture of east and west while it's kind of combining together. We also get this Venturi effect as the trade winds get pinched in between the islands and speed up. As kids, we called it the washing machine. You just you get tossed all over the place. But fishing is really good down here, mainly because Maui, Molokai, and Lanai over to our left all used to be one island. They called it Maui Nui. The deepest it gets is about 900 feet. That brings in a lot of the bigger fish. It also brings in a ton of whales, too. We're kind of right in the middle of our whale season, so we're going to keep our eyes peeled on this crossing. I'll let you guys know if I see any. We might have some whale activity out in front of us here. Let's see if they stay at the surface for us. For us down to our left side. See their blue fins under the water too. Oh, look at that. Epic. Alright, Isabella, who's up looking out for you? I can stand, dream of ways to throw it all away. Wow, that is a big pod of whales right there. Whoa, whoa, gravity is waving at us. Couple more down to our left side right here. So cool looking. Hey guys, looking out in front of us, little island that kind of looks like a turtle. It's called Moku Ho'oniki. And it was one of the islands that was used for bombing practice back in World War II. The other island, Koho'olave, still nobody's allowed on. They think there might be unexploded ordnance, bombs still scattered down there. But here, everything's been cleared. Really good fishing and diving spot. Most people are targeting ono, mahi-mahi, and sometimes ahi tuna. They also do the hammerhead dive excursion down here. You guys want to scuba dive with the hammerhead sharks? This is where they'll take you. Looking over to our left, you can see how the waves start to break further and further offshore. That's the start of the longest coral reef in the state of Hawaii. It's over 25 miles, extends around the entire southeast side of the island. And then Molokai, out in front of us, is the 5th largest island in the chain. Also 5th highest population. It's only around 7,000 to 8,000 people living here. I was just on Molokai a couple months ago. It's crazy. There's no stoplights on the entire island. 2 gas stations, a couple little grocery stores. So it's a whole different vibe, even compared to Maui. But cool thing is, when you go down to the beach or on a hike, most of the time you're all by yourself, which is really nice. We're going to be flying over this massive ranch in just a second. It's called Pu'u'ohoku Ranch. It's over 14,000 acres. There's a road that cuts through the center of the ranch and then zigzags down to our left. That's the main road on Molokai. Gives you a little insight to how life is over here.
Keep me where the light is. Keep me where the light is. Keep me where the light is. Come on, keep me where the light is. Come on, keep me where the light is. Come on, keep me where the light is.
So unlike Maui, the road on Molokai doesn't go all the way around the island. It stops at this next valley I'm going to show you guys called Halava. Everything past Halava Valley is only accessible by air or by sea. Just coming into view down to our right is Halava Bay. That beach is where the road dead ends. You can park down there, do this epic hike, zigzag through the center of the valley, and it'll take you all the way up to Halava Falls. There's a big pool at the base of the waterfall on the left side. That's where the hike ends. Jump in, swim around. Let's check it out. Alright guys, coming around for you. Alright, everybody still doing good? Awesome. So this is an epic view as we come over this next ridge in front of us. We're going to be flying over the tallest sea cliffs in the entire world. These guys stretch up over 3,900 feet at certain points. So as we come over, look both ways. Left, right, we'll push straight out for a second, come back, get a cool view of the cliff, and I'm going to show you guys my favorite waterfall. Guys, it's coming into view out in front of us, over 1,700 feet tall. It's Papala'ua, by far my favorite waterfall anywhere in Hawaii. We're going to do a couple turns a little further out so you guys can get some good pictures and videos of the whole valley and waterfall together. Then we'll go get up close and personal. Check her out. Alrighty, Dale's coming around for you. Alright, we're going to continue along the north coast of Molokai. These light-colored trees down below us are called kukui trees, the state tree of Hawaii. You might see in some of the shops they sell the kukui nut leis, so like black polished seeds, really beautiful. That's where those come from. They also did filming for the very first Jurassic Park back here. They combined footage from Hana and Maui, Kauai, and Molokai, put it all together to make it look like one island. Might look familiar as we come around this corner. So not quite as much water as Papalua, but actually a little taller. This waterfall coming up on our left is called Kaiva. It's over 2,000 feet tall, one of the tallest in Hawaii. Next valley coming up on our left is called Wailau. Probably one of the most isolated valleys in all of Hawaii. There's only 2 families living down here. Pretty much as off the grid as it gets. There's no running water, no electricity, no Amazon Prime. Just down here by yourself, living off the land, hunting, farming, fishing. So besides their 2 properties, there's one straight down to our left. The other one's kind of tucked around this corner. Everything else is now state forest. Nobody can buy land back in Wailau anymore. This is how it'll always look. Look out in the distance in front of us, there's a point that sticks really far out. That's called Kalapapa, where the leper colony was established back in 1866. Luckily, leprosy has since been cured. It's now known as Hansen's disease. So everybody's free to go. There's still, I think, 4 or 5 people from the original colony living out there. Next valley coming up on our left is called Pelekunu Valley, and it is completely unpopulated except for a couple tiny cabins that are used by the Department of Land and Natural Resources to come back here to study native and endemic plants, some of which only grow in this valley. We're going to head into Pelekunu and into the center of Molokai. Molokai is comprised of 2 shield volcanoes. We have the eastern and the western. We're flying directly through the center of the eastern shield volcano right now. Coming up on our left is another little waterfall, kind of like the back Waihe, one of those waterfalls that comes straight out of the side of the mountain. And one of the only other spots that I've seen it, probably one of the only waterfalls I'd ever feel comfortable drinking out of. This ridge in front of us separates the back of Pelekunu Valley and the back of Wailau Valley. There's reports of about 500 to 700 native Hawaiians and Polynesians living in the back of Wailau at one point. They were mainly growing that root vegetable taro, which is used to pound into poi. It was exported from this valley to a lot of the other islands. So this is my favorite view of any tour that we do. Those days we can make it through the valley like this, looking down at that longest coral reef in the state of Hawaii, just getting lit up by the sun, and also looking back at the west side of Maui out in front of us. As we tuck down below these clouds, we'll be looking back at the island of Lanai ahead to our right. If you look along the shoreline and start to see these kind of half circles, these are fish ponds. They were built by the native Hawaiians and Polynesians as a way of fishing and keeping fish stocked. A lot of them are only visible from the air. They've been broken down over the years from all the storms, the big surf. Other ones have been rebuilt, but when they were originally built and rebuilt, it's all done by hand, usually by one family. Circular ponds down to our left, Molokai Sweet Shrimp. It's a shrimp farm. Just to the left of that with the turquoise roof is one of 3 small hotels on the island. Tourism isn't really the main industry out here. It's mainly cattle ranching, farming, and fishing. Right out in front of us, the island of Lanai, 98% is owned by Larry Ellison, the founder of Oracle. That was originally the Dole Pineapple Company. It was slowly acquiring more and more land over time. Lanai used to be the largest agricultural production site of pineapple in the world. This whole side we're looking at is completely unpopulated. It's only about 3,000 people living on the island, but it is an awesome spot to explore. If you guys get a chance to make it over there, the off-roading is epic. You can drive onto the beaches, all throughout the mountains. Big shipwreck to check out. You can kind of see down to our right. And you can camp along all these beaches too, which is pretty cool. If you're not really into camping, there is a beautiful hotel on the other side of the island, the Four Seasons Manele Bay. But all around, really cool spot to check out. So looking back at the west side of Maui, the point, second to last point sticking out to our left is Honolua. That's where we initially left off to go to Molokai. As you move towards the right, you get into Kapalua, and then Napili. Kahana is where that next little grouping of buildings there. That's where I was raised at. And then out in front of us is Kaanapali, kind of where we're heading right now. And just to the right of that is Lahaina. So I'll point out some cool spots to you guys in just a minute. Big breed shred in front of us. That white mark from where it was at. Yeah, we're kind of split 3 different groups of whales right here. So looking back at the west side of Maui, this whole area used to be sugarcane and pineapple when I was growing up. Now on Maui we're growing limes, lemons, oranges, and coffee. But on the west side of Maui, the only thing we're growing is coffee. You can see this kind of coffee plantation. Head to our left. Just below that is Airport Beach. The airport right there, Kapalua Airport, used to be located where all these big buildings are. Probably the most mellow airport I've ever seen in my life. There's like one terminal. They do little flights to Molokai, Lanai, and Oahu from there. And then to the right is Kaanapali Beach, which was rated #1 beach in the U.S. for a long time. Surplus is out on the point. These catamarans will pull right up on the beach, take people out for snorkel trips, sunset cruises. It's a really cool little area. There's cliff jumping on Black Rock itself, and little kind of shopping mall, outdoor shopping mall called Whalers Village. Some really good restaurants down there as well. Got a couple more whales down here to our left. Great view of Kaanapali Beach down to our left. Ahead to our right, you can see where all these boats are parked at. Just inside from that is Mala, they call it Mala Pier, Mala Landing. And that pier used to be about triple the length. Hurricane Iniki just decimated it, but it created all these ruins under the water, and probably the best spot to go for if you're looking for sea turtles. Every time I go there, I see at least 20 or 30 turtles. And a lot of these boats will take you there for a tenth of the cost. You can just rent some snorkel gear and kick out from the beach, do the exact same thing. Being born and raised on Maui, I avoided flying by Lahaina for over a year. I'm sure you guys are all aware of the wildfires and what happened here, but all of the properties have been cleared. The rebuilding process has started, so a little more of a sign of hope for me than it is destruction or anything. So, okay, flying over now. Lahaina used to be the capital of Hawaii. It was originally a whaling town. We have Lahaina Luna out in front of us. Lahaina Luna High School at the top is where I attended. Is the oldest school west of the Rockies. You could easily tell if you go into any one of those rundown classrooms with no AC. Worst thing ever in the summer. The L at the top stands for Lahaina or Lahaina Luna. The borders will go up each year and reline the L with chalk. They put the year in and then stripes that represent how many championships were won. Baseball, basketball, football, soccer, send up fireworks. Pretty cool little tradition. And there's also a paragliding launch just above the L. We got some heavy rains a couple of weeks ago. Kind of washed away all the chalk, but you can still see the outline. We'll go check it out. So in Hawaii, you'll see a lot of times an area from the valley, the housing development, all the way to the beach is one name. So like in this scenario, and a lot of times on the island, we have Laniapoko Valley, Laniapoko Housing Development, and then Laniapoko Beach Park at the bottom. It's an awesome spot. If you're learning how to surf, you've already taken a lesson or two, you don't want to pay for another one. Really gentle rolling waves. That's where I'm teaching my wife how to surf right now. There's a little kids area on the inside, showers, barbecues, nice little park. Getting a good view of Kaho'olawe out in front of us, and then Molokini, that little island. A lot of the boats will go out there for snorkel trips. We're going to head into Laniapoko Valley. Maui is known as the Valley Isle, and this is why. Millions of years of erosion creating these valleys, and we get to fly right through them. Pretty cool time to be alive. We are pretty much in the center of the Westline Mountains now, where multiple valleys kind of converge. Laniapoko down below us goes into Oluwalu Valley, right ahead of us. On the other side of the ridge ahead to our right is Ukumehame Valley. On the other side of the ridge ahead to our left is Iao Valley. We're going to kind of pop into all of them, check them out. So yeah, valley out in front of us, probably the most accessible valley on Maui. You can drive really far up, park, there's a paved trail that goes a little further, and then it splinters off to a bunch of dirt trails. Really awesome hiking. This mountainside here tends to catch a lot of the clouds and rain. So growing up, I've never seen it dry. There's always running water, cool little waterfalls and pools to swim in. If you don't want to drive all the way to Hana, this is about 20, 25 minutes from the airport. Really cool little option to check out. We're going to make a right turn here and hop into Waikapu Valley. So we want to head to our right side. Really kind of steep, rugged terrain. Not many hiking trails in this valley, but really beautiful from the air. Alrighty guys, we are right at the edge of Maui's airspace, so I'm going to call in here in just a second, get us our landing clearance. I hope you guys enjoyed the flight. I'll have you back home safe and sound in about 5 minutes.
got so much more to think about. Deadlines and commitments. What to leave in, what to leave out. Against the wind. I'm still running against the wind. I'm older now, but still running against the wind. Well, I'm older now and still running against the wind.
Alright, guys, welcome back. So this take a second. I'm going to friction up my controls and roll the throttle down. You guys are welcome to take your seatbelts off whenever you're ready. And then in just a second, these guys are going to be cruising out to help everybody off. You guys have a good time? Thanks. You guys are awesome. Thanks for flying with me. It's great to meet you guys. Whenever you're ready, welcome to take the headsets off too. I got little clips for you in the front here and then just behind you in the back. Thanks for flying with me, guys.